What's good, everybody? Hope y'all have been doing well. In this video, I'm going to be showing y'all how you can use one vocal sample and turn it into an entire beat. I'll be showing y'all the entire process from bottom to top. And with all that being said, let's just jump right into it. All right, so opening up FL, I got this vocal chop that I took out of the stems from a loop that I had on my hard drive. The only thing I've done so far is set the project tempo to the same tempo as the loop, and then also just set the mode to stretch on it. And I think what I'm going to do to make it a little louder is go to the boost here, probably turn it up to like 7-8%, something like that. And I'll just play a preview of the vocal sample for y'all.
I'm holding on dear life. I'm about to lose my mind. You know you caused that life. Two wrongs don't make up. Two wrongs don't make a right.
So that's what we're working with. First thing I'm going to do is just route this to a mixer track. That way we just have it already there. Before I add any melodies to it, I think what I'm going to do is change the pitch, because A sharp minor is cool, but I want a little bit different of a sound. So I think I'll start with like G sharp minor. I'll put it down a couple half steps. This is what the vocals kind of sound like now.
I'm holding on dear life. I'm about to lose my mind.
Alright, so the first plugin I'm gonna open is Omnisphere. I'm actually gonna go to Keyscape and get this LA Custom Grand Piano preset. We already know the key we're working in, which is G sharp minor. And I think I'm gonna use a typical pain melody chord progression. And what I mean by that is the 1-7-6 progression. First note in the scale, then you go 2 half steps down to the second note, then another 2 half steps down to the 6th note.
I'm holding on dear life. I'm about to lose my mind.
I might change this around, but I'll just have this kind of as like a template for now. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a G sharp minor chord. All right, so I went ahead and put the G sharp minor scale in the ghost notes, so it's a little easier to follow along. So the way that you construct these chords is you start off with the first note, you skip one, put it on the next one, skip one, put it on the one after that. That's how I'm going to come up with the chords for these. And then so I'm going to do the same thing with this one, skip this one, put a note here, skip this one, put a note here. Same deal for the last one. So this is like the basic 3 chords that I have.
I'm holding on dear life. I'm about to lose my mind. You know you caused that life.
And I think I'll make a turnaround here at the end with the second chord that we made.
You know you caused that life. Two wrongs don't make up.
Alright, so we got our basic chords here, and that sounds cool and all, but it's kind of just boring. It's just little triads. So the first thing I'm going to do is add some extension notes onto these chords and just see if they fit, and then we'll play around with octaves of the notes that we do end up having. So for the first chord, I'm going to drop the 5th note in octave, see what this sounds like.
I'm holding on dear life. I'm about.
Kind of hearing this note right here.
I'm about.
And then for this last one, I think I'll make this into a 7th chord. All it is you're just using the note right below the root note here. So if I put this in an octave down, you see it's like right below it. I want to make this sound a little bit more realistic. So what I'm going to do is hit Alt S, which is going to open up the Strumizer menu. And I'm just going to play around with these parameters right here and just see what sounds good.
I'm holding on dear life.
All right, that sounds decent. And then now I'm going to select everything, hit Alt R, and then I'm just going to adjust this velocity knob here. So it randomizes these velocities on the bottom. And then I'm going to hit Alt X and move these down just a tad bit. And this is what the chords are starting to sound like now.
I'm holding on dear life. I'm about to lose my mind.
All right, so now we've got the basis for the chords. I want this piano to have more depth to it. So I'm gonna copy the root notes of the chords and bring them down a couple octaves. So we'll go down from the 5 octave to the 3. And I'm gonna take these and copy them down one more to the 2 octave. Alright, so I'm liking how this is shaping up so far. So that's our first melody element. Alright, so now I'm going to duplicate that piano sound, and I'm going to go ahead and put in a little top melody for it. Alright, so I got my MIDI keyboard plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and just lay down a little top melody. Alright, so I got like this little general idea going on here. I don't know if that's gonna be any good, but let's see here. It's been a minute since I played my MIDI keyboard, so that's why I'm hella rusty. We'll just kind of put these a little bit on grid, just so they're not all over the place. And turn the velocities down too. So I got my counter melody down. I tried to keep it kind of basic because I want to add some more melody elements to it. This is pretty much what it sounds like. Alright, so I just opened up Arcade and I'm gonna go ahead and try to add in some guitar chops. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in a Rhodes piano. It's gonna be the Soft Mark II preset from X-Band, and I'm literally just gonna copy it straight from the Omnisphere. Just take the bass notes out, and I think I'll actually drop this an octave. Alright, so I just transposed it up a couple half steps. So we're in the key of C minor now. I know I keep changing it a whole bunch. I'm going to try to not change it going forward to make it less confusing. I'm going to add an EQ for these vocals here, just so it fits in the mix a little better. And then turn these little guitar chops down. I'm gonna add one more melodic thing, and then after that we'll throw on the drums, and that'll pretty much be it. I'm gonna go ahead and put down a bass guitar, which is a sound from my upcoming multi-kit, and we're just gonna copy the bass notes with it. I'm gonna copy this phrase into another arcade that's an octave down, just so it's a little different, a little variation for the second half. Alright, so I'm going to lower the tempo to 168 just because 176 was a little too fast to be adding drums to it. And so I'm going to go ahead and mute the bass guitar, a couple of these sounds just so I have some room to add some drums. Throw these snares down real quick and then go back to the flat and copy that out. And then we'll throw down some hi-hats, so we'll do hit, fill each 4 steps, and then have them so that the velocities are staggered, so it goes up, down, like that. And just copy the kick. I think this actually, I'm gonna move it to here and turn up the velocities a little bit. Alright, that's cool. Now I'm gonna go in with the 808. Basically do the same thing as the bass guitar, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on the bass notes. And then G sharp, I'm gonna move up an octave, and then just kind of copy the cadences of the kick. Last time I'm going to change the pitch, I promise. I'm moving it up to C sharp minor, and I'm going to go ahead and change all these right here. Go to transpose selected, +1. If you're wondering how you change it quickly, that's how you do it. For arcade, unfortunately, you got to go and manually change it in the plugin itself. I'm also going to turn off the ghost notes too. I'm going to go ahead and throw down some hi-hat rolls, just keep it real simple. Because again, we already got a lot melodically, and I don't want to make it too complicated to the point where you can't rap on it. I got most of the layers that I want for this. So what I'm gonna do is go up to pattern 1, right click it and hit split by channel. We're gonna take all these and drop them into the playlist here. Now we got our whole beat, all the pattern clips and all that. So we got our piano, melody, piano, all that. And so I'm gonna make a little separation between the drums and the melody so I don't get as confused. And yeah, let's just go ahead and arrange it real quick and that'll be it. I'm gonna make another pattern of the chords, but it's just gonna be an octave down. So it'll sound like this. Actually, one more thing I'm gonna do is make a separate pattern for my bass notes for the piano, because for some of the parts like the bass guitar, they clash a little bit. Alright everybody, so that's going to do it for this one. Hope y'all enjoyed it and found it pretty helpful. New multi-kit is on the way. Right now I'm about 80% of the way there. Expect to see that by the end of the month. And that's going to do it for me, so I'll see you on the next video.
Roll up, Tess.